Department of Public Works is being asked to be more transparent in reporting about city projects.
A civil grand jury found that Public Works has failed to keep up with its maintenance projects and made mistakes during the construction of others.
ABC 7's Building a Better Bay Area reporter Leanne Melendez is here with the impact that we need to know about. Leanne.
Yeah, and by the way, Public Works says that it's taking this as constructive criticism. Okay. But we should know that DPW designs and builds and maintains a lot of city buildings in San Francisco. These are city assets worth nearly $19 billion. Now, according to this grand jury report, the takeaway for residents of San Francisco is that when you don't keep up with the maintenance of these buildings or you make mistakes during construction, it ends up costing taxpayers more money than it should. It's been more than 4 years since Public Works Director Mohamed Nuru was arrested.
The complaint alleges corruption, bribery, side deals by one of San Francisco's highest-ranking public employees.
Mr. Nuru, do you have anything to say to the people of San Francisco who feel betrayed by what you did?
Since then, the Department of Public Works has tried to regain the trust of city residents. For example, despite a citywide shutdown during the pandemic, the department delivered, describing its workers as, quote, flexible, creative, and responsive.
That storm was pretty intense. We've been at it for 16 hours.
But it wasn't enough. 10 months after Nuru's arrest, voters overwhelmingly decided an oversight commission was needed. A recent civil grand jury report found DPW hasn't always been transparent, and for years its mindset was what happens in the department stays in the department.
Department of Public Works only got an oversight commission in 2020, and up until then all of their internal reporting and stuff like that stayed internal. There was not a lot of information that you would find on the website that gave you a detail of a project and the way that project changed over time.
The grand jury cites a few examples of projects that went over budget and its construction had some defects. Fireboat Station number 35. During construction, a storm took out power. The bay doors of the station were left open, resulting in water damage requiring additional labor costs. The cleats used to secure fireboats were too small for the size of the securing ropes. But DPW told us the initial design was approved by the fire department, and rather than replace them with larger cleats, the fire department has kept them as is. The mechanized lifts used for small watercrafts stopped working, believed to be caused by the corrosion effect of salt air, something that perhaps should have been foreseen, given that over time corrosion becomes a problem along the Embarcadero. But with regard to the lifts, DPW told us the construction team brought in specialty marine engineers who made recommendations on the equipment. The equipment is under warranty. The report mentions two other fairly new buildings, Fire Station 49 and the Police Department Traffic Company and Forensic Services Division. They too went over budget and have reported some structural problems. The question is, can't they anticipate some of these things?
The jury believes that they can. That's what the city auditor should be looking into and seeing if those judgments turned out to be good.
DPW has 90 days to respond to the grand jury's report, but decided to address some of these findings now.
To say that projects are not delivered on time or on budget is unfair. We deliver a lot of projects on time and on budget. The civil grand jury pulled out some projects that weren't. How much is steel costing at the time, or cement? Is it ever going to be perfect? We know it's not going to be perfect.
On the issue of deferred maintenance, Public Works agreed with the grand jury in that the city has endured years of neglected maintenance because the money hasn't always been there.
There's not unlimited funding, and then it becomes prioritization and putting projects into the queue.
When you have these budget cuts, then it gets harder for you to spend that money on maintaining. So are you going to be behind?
We've not assessed that that's going to happen. I haven't had that as a red flag that that's going to be happening.
They do have an idea of what the backlog is. It's a little over $600 million per the last capital plan. The problem is they don't know the severity of letting that maintenance go unfixed.
And what's the problem there?
The longer something goes unfixed, generally speaking, the more expensive it's going to be to fix it.
And, you know, there are pages and pages of recommendations made by the grand jury.
The most immediate one is asking that the controller analyze how much more money will these delays in repairing the degraded facilities end up costing. And that number should then be given to the mayor and the Board of Supervisors and made available to you, the public. And they're asking that this be done by March 31st of 2025, which is less than a year from now. So it's a lot of work to be done, but they're going to do it.